Now I want to introduce to you another agent who I'll be working with building all this chatbot automations with. His name is O'Dane. He is a full-time realtor. He's been in real estate for about 7 years. He's going to tell you more about himself, but today is part one working with O'Dane, building out and making sure all the things and all the processes are put together, working on the plan and starting to build out that plan. So let's get started.
So welcome everybody. This is the first part of the reality show. I have a fantastic agent, O'Dane, with me today. He was one of the quite a few of you who filled out that application form, and I really looked at everybody's accounts when I was really choosing agents to work with me. And O'Dane, I looked at his Instagram, is just superb, and I really wanted to work with him and sort of extend this chatbot to his accounts and really work there. So I really want to take this opportunity for everybody to welcome O'Dane, and at the same time, O'Dane, if you can just introduce yourself, tell people a little bit more about you, and then we can just get started with everything else.
Awesome, for sure. And thank you for that, Natasha. My name is O'Dane Harding. Obviously, I'm a realtor. I work out in the Scarborough and going into the Durham region, the western side. So I'd say from Whitby going west to Scarborough. Right now, where I'm at in my business is I feel that I am missing a lot of opportunities in my social media where people are reaching out, and because they may not be following me already, I'll miss the message for like a week or two before I actually see that there's a request. So I want to tighten that up and not miss those opportunities that fall through the cracks.
Awesome. So are you looking for social media to be your sort of number one lead generation tool, or are you just looking to build a brand with your social media?
I'm looking to build a brand because I haven't been as consistent as I would like to be on social media.
Well, to me, you are consistent because I've seen everything around here, right? So
Right.
with the videos that you create and the content that you put out, I find that you are probably at the top of consistency compared to a lot of other agents out there. But building a brand is fantastic, but I'm pretty sure that leads should be coming from
100%.
social media 100%. Am I correct? I
Right.
mean,
Absolutely
other than
correct.
that, what's the point of doing social media? Where,
Yes.
let's and a lot of agents say, yeah, I want to build a brand. Yeah, I want to be present. At the end of the day, we're all on social media for this, right? To make money.
Right.
Otherwise,
Absolutely.
we would not be touching social media with a 10-foot pole, right?
Yes.
And
Absolutely correct.
unfortunately, we're going to name as it is, right? And unfortunately, well, I don't say it's unfortunately, but that's where people are right now. And that's where people find other people is on social media. Yeah, referrals are great. Referrals are sort of a next step in the business. How long have you been an agent for?
I've been an agent for 7 years, and 2 full-time.
Oh, so you did take that leap into the full time.
I did. I did.
Thumbs up, thumbs up.
Thank
All
you.
right. So, first of all, quick question before we get into anything else. You're saying that you're sometimes missing requests on Instagram.
Yes.
Do you have Meta Business Suite downloaded on your phone?
Sorry, what was that?
Do you have Meta Business Suite downloaded on your phone?
I don't think so.
Okay. So after this training, you need to go and download the app. It's called either Meta Business Suite or Business Suite.
Okay.
What it is once and at the end of the day, you need to make sure that your Facebook and Instagram are connected together. The reason for having that connection and downloading that app is all of the messages from both platforms will be coming to that app, and it will be notifying you right away, whether it's a request or a hidden request or a hidden message. You will get that right away on your app. So at the end of the day, you're not missing any messages that are coming through your Instagram business profile or Facebook business page. So for that reason, it's a must to have that app because you do want to reply right away. Okay,
Absolutely.
so we will definitely take a look at that, and you will download that app. So number one thing is done. Awesome. So the next thing, what we're going to be doing today, we're going to sort of build on, but the way that I sort of looked at your accounts and what I thought would be very beneficial for you is number one, making sure that you have the automation that is offered by Facebook, and that's where the connection comes in, is built, is turned on already, and you are making it easy for people to ask you questions. Okay, so that's number one. The second thing is we are going to dive into another, I would say, extension on Instagram. Well, actually, it's a Google extension where you'll be able to actually send direct messages to your followers. And it would be sort of a mass messaging to your followers. That way, you're keeping in touch with your followers. And next time we meet, we're going to start building sequences. And I prepared a very interesting questions for you to ask your audience and really pre-qualify your audience and new leads that are coming in. So you're not asking cliche questions, but you're really creating an experience for your audience and sort of pre-qualifying them as you go along without you actually being there and asking them those questions. So this is going to be our plan. A lot of the things are going to be pretty much on autopilot, and I'm a big believer of that. We don't have 24 hours in the day to sit there and answer messages. And that's where I believe a lot of agents, and it's we're going to take it outside of this industry. Nobody has time to sit there and answer all these questions. And it's interesting. I had a conversation with a friend of mine who's an agent, and they have another construction business, and all this requests are coming in, and she's saying that they're having a hard time answering the questions because they don't have the time. And I actually said, you're going to very benefit from the sequences that we're going to start building next week. All right. So without further ado, I want you to share your screen with me, and we're going to start building out your automation that is offered within Facebook and Instagram. So let's start with doing your, I would say, starting with your automation through Facebook and Instagram. It will be actually, if you're only working with Instagram and you're really avoiding Facebook, and you're actually having the second one just because you sort of need to have it, we can actually do the automation only on your Instagram page and really avoid Facebook, because I'm seeing that you're not really active on Facebook. Am I correct?
Correct.
Yes, so let's do it only for Instagram, and that's your main platform that you use. So if you can just go into your inbox on the left-hand side. All right, so this is where you would actually see all the messages. As you can see, you have some on the Messenger, Instagram, Facebook comments, and Instagram comments. So this is where you can actually answer them right away without switching platforms. And you will see the same thing on your Meta Business Suite app. So where I want you to go actually is that right at the top, it does say automation with a, I would say, infinity sign. So I want you to go right in there. And let's see if you have an automation set up there. All right, scroll down. Oh, you can't scroll down. All right, so can you? Okay, you don't have any automation set up. So we are going to click on the top right corner. It says create automation. We need to get instant reply, and at the bottom right, create automation, the blue button. You would want to choose Instagram only because that's the platform that you use. And a message, we would probably need to change that out, because right now, if someone leaves you a comment or leaves you a DM, you would say, hi, thanks for contacting us. We received your message and appreciate you reaching out. I don't think that's very personable and approachable. So you have, I would say, your set tone that you talk to your people who send you messages and things. So maybe you can be more authentic here and write something that is sort of jives with who you are and what you do, right? So I don't think that thanks for contacting us is first of all, it's not us, but it's you, right? So hi, thank you for reaching out, or thank you for your inquiry. Okay, and we save changes at the bottom. So this is the way that it's going to come into their DMs.
Right. Perfect.
The next thing what I like to do is scroll down, frequently asked questions. I want to edit that. So again, you don't want to use Messenger, so we can turn that off. And what happens here is you have your past clients, you have your clients now. You probably came across more of a frequently asked questions that they ask you. So what you can do is when someone is either responding to your reel or responding to your story or a post, they want to ask you a question, but instead of them typing that question out, maybe you can help them and get that question for them and maybe attach something or send them to your website or give them some valuable information. And again, you're sort of responding to their questions without you being there by either providing something of value or sending them somewhere, okay, to a nice place.
Right.
At the more where it says take this action, it says Messenger and Instagram. So let's click on Instagram since that's what we're working with.
Yep.
Okay. Scroll down. So these are already sort of questions prepared by Instagram. They sort of talk to you or sort of look at your account and see what you're all about, and they sort of generate these questions. How can you help? Well, if a person clicks on your DM or sending you DM, that's the questions that they see. Okay, I think it's a very stupid question is how you can help me.
I agree.
I can't help you. You can help yourself.
Yeah.
So you can change that definitely. So let's talk about a little bit more about, okay, so what do people usually ask you? Now you should have about 3 questions. You can have 4. It's not sort of a must thing, but more than 2 is always good. So how do you help sellers sell their home? Well, that's such a stupid question. Like, hello, I'm an agent. I do help sellers sell their home. I would say the other question that probably might ask is, do you work with a mortgage broker? Do you have a mortgage broker or a mortgage agent? So at the end of the day, you're sort of working together.
So save changes.
Absolutely. Done. So we've set that up. So now, when people are asking you questions, they don't have to type that out. They can just roll with it and go and sort of click on it. And then later on, again, if anything, you can always change this. And if you see more of another questions coming up, or people are asking you completely different questions than what your frequently asked questions are all about, then you can always adjust and make changes to it. So you would go to Meta Business Suite, into the inboxes, click on automation and make changes to that. Okay.
Perfect. Thank you.
All right, so we've done quite a few things already. So we've made sure that all of the things are working fine. You got the basic automation that is offered by Facebook and Instagram. Now we're going outside of that. So you have 2.6 thousand people on your Instagram account, and at the end of the day, you really want to start communicating with those people and really send it. And you can't just physically sit there and send 2.6 thousand, 2.6K messages without actually shadow banning your account. About Instagram shadow ban, am I correct?
I'm not familiar. I've heard the name, but I'm not sure what it is.
So for everybody who don't know about Instagram shadow ban, it's the crappiest thing that can happen to your account. Excuse my language, but I can't really name it any other way. what happens is with Instagram shadow ban, it's sort of the underworld of Instagram. A lot of people know about it, but not everybody has sort of, well, you're lucky if you haven't encountered it. So what happens is if you are playing the follow unfollow game, or you decided to clean your account and you decided to unfollow a bunch of people, you might run into a problem of being shadow banned. If you send out too many messages at the same time, you might get shadow banned. If you're using wrong hashtags, shadow banned. So there's a lot of ways why you're being shadow banned, but how do you determine if you're shadow banned? For example, you posted a reel today, or a post or a story, and you got your usual average number of likes and shares and comments. And then you continue doing the same thing, but you're starting to notice that you're getting, 1% of what you usually get, or 2%, or, you're not getting any likes or views at all. That is the first indication you're being shadow banned. The problem with that is number one, you don't know that you're being shadow banned. Nobody tells you. Number two, you don't know why you're shadow banned. Number three, you don't know what to do to get out of it. And you don't know how long you're going to be shadow banned. I have been shadow banned 3 times at the worst possible timing ever. And when I was doing launches and I was, giving fantastic info, I'm like, okay, 2 people watched my stuff, and it was devastating. But the number one thing when I noticed it is it was hashtags, and I unfollowed a whole bunch of people at the same time. That was my mistake. Never do it. So when you are sending out messages and you want to keep up with your followers and send them something personal, in reality, you should be sending like 2 messages every 20 minutes. Nobody has time to do that. Okay. So that's why we need those bots to send these messages for us. Okay. Again, on the background. So what I want you to do is I want you to open up, give me a second, go to Google and open up prospects. So just type in prospects, double S at the end. Set it up for you today. And we're not going to send out messages today. What I want you to do is really think about what you want to promote and what you want to talk about. And we'll definitely talk about different things, what you can promote. So we're going to set it up today, and we're just going to finish it up next week. But I want you to do a little bit of your homework before we meet next time.
Okay.
Okay, we're going to do a trial free account. Once you're in your Instagram, you're allowed to send up to 3 messages, different ones. Add to Chrome, yes, to your followers. So the way that it's going to start sending messages, it's a safe way. So it's going to be about a couple of messages every 20 minutes, and it's going to run on the background. And every time you want to promote something to your audience on Instagram, you're able to do that without just typing in the message, setting it up, and off it goes. Okay. All right. So what you want to do now is click on who do you want to start sending messages to? So you can do followers of a profile, or what you can do is, for example, you have them, you don't want to send it to all of your followers, right? Because that they're from all over. So what you can do is, if CSV file, maybe you have them somewhere there, the ones that are sort of local, and use usernames, those usernames who you really want to target. But in reality, it works pretty much the same way. If you click on followers of a profile, we're gonna figure it out next time, but we need to just double check the connection, but it works the same way for the CSV file or usernames or anything. You're going to start writing a message here. So what I really want you to do, I believe we had that conversation on the phone where you said you might have, I'm going to sort of stop sharing our screen and really discuss this. I think we had a discussion where you said you might have some guides or checklists available, or you're going to sort of get to them. Am I correct?
Yes, that's
Okay.
correct.
So what I want you to do is, okay, so think back about again, what do people ask you? They ask you about, is it a good time to sell or is it a good time to buy? Right?
Right.
So what
Yes.
would be a really good guide or a checklist that you can offer them? So if they're asking you, is it a good time to buy? Or if they're asking you, for example, will the interest rate go down? Why don't you make a comparison of how they can calculate their mortgage rate if it would be, for example, 5% now or it would be 4.5? What would be the difference in the amounts? Maybe you have a link somewhere to that particular place where they can compare the interest rates. So that way, for sometimes people think, oh, 5% is high, but 4.5 will be so much lower. But in reality, the payment is like, what is it, maybe 100 or 200 per month, and people are just not realizing that. So that could be something that you can offer them, and they can start clicking on it and really understanding and asking you more questions. If they're asking you if it's a good time to buy, maybe you can give them a checklist to get them ready for buying process. What do they need to do before they buy? Are they ready for buying? Same thing for sellers. Is a good time to sell? Well, are you ready to sell? Is this up to par? Or do you have to spend, thousands of dollars bringing it up to standards and actually selling the home if you want to get all the money in the world for it, right? Or are you willing to take things like that would really value, your audience will really value, right? And it's not something that, it's a good time to buy, let's buy you something, but they're not ready yet because you haven't built that rapport with them, and you haven't really built the authority with them. So building something like this, we can use it so nicely in all the sequences that we build out, because in reality, 98% of agents want to sell without offering any value. So I'm a big believer of offering something before you ask for sale. So what we can do for the next time, we've set a little bit up. We started that massive process. Next time it will be faster and easier. But I really want you to maybe create one or two, or maybe even if we start with one checklist, and have a comparison website. If you have it available, we can really work with that next time. I've already built out very cool questions for you, so that I prepared ahead of time, and we can definitely use that next week, or sorry, next time we meet, not next week. But we've started the process. We're going to finish building out next time all the sequences. And O'Dane, now every time someone asks him, sends him a DM, you're going to have all these questions there. So good start there. We fixed the little bugs that were in your account, which is fantastic. You're going to go and download the Meta Business Suite app, so you're not missing any comments or questions. And I thank you so much. And I see you all, including you, Dane, in the next part of our series. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Natasha.